Welcome back to another episode of Better Catholics. And today is a very special episode because we have Sister Martha with us from the Mercedarian Sisters. She's 83 years old.
84.
84 years old, but she moves like 50. I mean, she's much stronger than I am. So Sister Martha is with us, and she's been here in the CNMI for 43 years. 43 years. Welcome, Sister Martha, to our program. And today we're gonna talk about beautiful things that the church do, and the social action of the church, also the response of the church to the current situation that we have, the pandemic. So the social action is such a big word. I mean, is it really an ecclesiastical term that we use? Social action?
Yeah, when you say social action, Father Melvin, I always think of scriptures. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's Matthew chapter 25, where Jesus asks, "When did you see me naked? When did you see me thirsty or hungry? And then whatever you do to the least of my brothers and sisters, you do unto me." So for me, the social action component of our ministry is really the concrete action of, it's not just lip service. It's not just, Father Melvin and I, talking down on Donna in the pulpit, but we go out there and really make a difference. And we always say that in the Diocese of Chalon-Canoa, we have a Caridad, the social arms of the diocese that has been in existence for many years and doing a lot of programs. But we're here to hear a more personal account from Sister Martha's 40-some years of ministry here in Saipan. I remember Sister Beck, who is from Saipan, who said, "Sister Martha actually knows more people, Donna, than someone from Saipan."
She certainly does. She was our teacher back at Mount Carmel, and that was more than 30 years ago. And she still looks the same. She's still as vibrant. Her personality, you wouldn't even know how much time has passed. We're always very appreciative of her. And I remember a homily, Bishop, that you gave one day, and you were talking about deeds over talking, right? There's like you said, there's a lot of lip service, but where are the deeds?
Right.
Yes.
And the Materana House of Prayer, the sisters up there, they are full of deeds, and they don't go unnoticed, but they are not also glamorized. They've done many, many, many services. We were just chatting outside prior to the start of this. She was talking about how she helps, she goes out to the community and she provides food and comfort and prayer. Whatever they have to offer, they give it. But I told her, they also come to you for seeking shelter, seeking support, seeking recovery, a place to recover, a place to rehabilitate. That's what this Materana House of Prayer is all about. And, really, these are deeds that are not publicized, but they continue for how many years? And that's why they always receive. That's why people are always so happy to come and give, because they give, right? And I think that's a very notable effort on their part.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And I just say that we're able to share because our people here continuously are sharing with us. Continuously. Just an example, this Thanksgiving, I received several calls and offers, and we received for our Thanksgiving meal a total of 5 meals. Two of ham and turkey and all the
fixings,
all that goes with it, and 3 of turkey and all that goes with it, 5. So what we did was we decided to this time to treat our employees who work very hard for minimal pay. I mean, we only pay a little above the minimum wage to the people who serve us. That's all we
Yes.
can afford. So we invited them for Thanksgiving meal with their whole families. So they crowded there, and everybody enjoyed. And then they all served their food and took home. And now I hear them talking to each other, and they said, "We wonder if Christmas is going to be the same." So that
Father
has,
Melvin, Donna, and I will help you find
Yes,
sponsors.
we
for
most
that.
certainly will.
Oh, yes.
that has come to the ears of the sisters. So they
Yes.
are telling me we have to. I say, well,
Aw.
let's this pandemic time. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
But anyway, really, people have blessed us so much, and we keep receiving because in turn we send it back. We have even the hospital calling us. Do you have hospital beds, wheelchairs, walkers, canes? Because we have people who are being discharged and they have no means of getting that
Yes.
what they need. So 2 weeks ago we gave the last bed. But we have hospital beds. When people lose their loved ones, they donate their stuff to us. And we don't need it, but we accept. And we store them because somebody else is going to knock at our door and say they need, and we're going to turn around and so we have been doing that. And we have given beds and things to the housing, people who are handicapped in the housing down there below. We deliver the bed to them. Sister Mary Ann is a nurse. She goes and bandages their wounds. And she makes sure if they don't want to go to the hospital, she makes sure she finds a way to get them go to the hospital, and the hospital doctor come to visit them.
Yes, yeah. So powerful. And
Yeah.
when Father Melvin, you talk about social action as a really integral component of our faith, I look at our role as both in advocacy and direct service. When we say advocacy, we do this in our preaching, evangelization, and direct service is what you have just described to us. And I think both are important. But I see Sister Martha and the Mercedarian Sisters as really out there. You're doing direct service to the people.
And very, very unorganized,
Unplanned.
we don't have a plan.
Yes.
We just do what we can, and it's continuous. The other night, somebody called, said, "We have this food. Can you make use of it?" I said, "Always." They delivered the food from Kakman all the way, fruits and so. As soon as they left, we got busy, got together, and we drove down to the housing to distribute it to people who just welcome us with
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So sometimes we say, maybe it's work, but God is giving us occasion to reach out and we will do it.
And that's the beauty of it all,
Yes,
Sister
yes.
Martha. It's unorchestrated.
Yes, yes.
It's beautifully unorganized,
Yes,
right?
yes.
It just comes out of you. It's
Yes.
not something that you plan and you're
Yes.
like, okay, we need to bring attention to this because we're going to go out and do this good deed. You just do it.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yeah.
And-
And when you talk about unorganized, there's a sense of messiness when we do ministry.
yes.
And really a lot of entanglements in the way we do. Like Sister Martha shared earlier, like how sometimes out of your kindness, you go out there and reach out to people. And there are those who do want to be identified as needy.
Yes, yes.
But you had your way of still continuing to reach out to them. And perhaps, Sister Martha, you can share that with us. What happened was during the time of pandemic, Catholic Extension helped us with a monetary gift, not for the sisters or the priests, but for the sisters to
To give
really
out.
give this
Yes,
out
yes, yes.
to certain families. And we've identified the Pastoralist Sisters and the Mercedarians. And it's really through their knowledge of the community members. For them, they know who are the needy. And so they did that. As you said, it was a community effort.
Mhm.
Tell us about your experience about this whole pandemic giving, the way you distributed, you shared the gift to others.
Yes. The first time it was $2,000, and we were surprised. and we didn't know what to do with it. So we sort of checked around how would be the best way to give this $2,000 out to who did it most. I checked with our friends at San Antonio, the sisters, and they were shopping. They also received, because they sent 1,000 per sister to give out. And we're 9, so we got 9,000. So first 2,000, so we cannot go buy goods and pack and distribute. I don't have energy for that. So I go to the bank, I cash the check, come. Brianne with the senior sisters sit around. They organize the money, $100, pile of $10 each, wrap them with ribbons, put in nice envelopes, a beautiful letter with it, a few candies inside the envelope, things like that. But the whole community was involved in it. We take it to our prayer. We pray for these people we're reaching today. And then we call them and say, on this date, meet us by the post office, meet us by St. Jude Church, or by San Jose, whatever. And when we go, people are there waiting. You know, there was that accident that somebody died in Puerto Rico. A group of Filipino workers that lost their employer. They were that group. Men were crying when we gave them the envelopes. Because we met them at Joten Ace in San Vicente. They were waiting for us. We give out. So then we took pictures and we wrote a report to Catholic Extension. These are samples of our letters to them with pictures of what we did as a community and what the people that we reached out to. Mostly they were CW workers. And we gave them out. They all were grateful. And our message to them was, this is not from us. Don't thank us. Thank God. There are good people in the world who do not know you and you do not know them. Who put this together and made it possible. Pray for them. Yeah. So it encourages us to make them be conscious of gratitude to the people who never will know. And that's how. So we did that for the first 2,000, then the next 3,000, and then the next 4,000. So we're busy. In the last one in San Jose, I was getting into the car, and as old as I am, I lost my balance. So I fell into a puddle of water. And these guys, Filipino guys who work at the salon there, we went for them. They were in our list of... so they came. So they ran to me to pick me out of the water. I don't touch me, don't touch me. I'm there on the ground. And they were concerned that I got hurt. I didn't get hurt. So anyways, but they were very, very happy. Big men crying out of gratitude.
And to think it's not really much,
No,
right?
it's
I mean, what can you
$100.
do with $100?
$100.
Perhaps in other places, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But for us in our community,
It's not.
not really. But it's not about the amount.
Yes.
It's the gesture and the care.
Yes. So it was like an extra work for us because we're very few. We're 9 or 12. And I think Sister Regina and Stella right now are the only two that are in there, 40 and 50. The rest of us, I'm 84 and I'm the chaperone.
Don't disclose ages. I mean, sometimes you do that. You only yourself.
And they tell me, you still drive? Yes. I don't have a husband. I don't have a son. I have to drive.
I'm self-sufficient, right?
Yeah. Anyway, it's been a great grace for us, including those years that you're saying that these different groups of people were providing these meals for Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And you joined us sometime to give them out.
I did, because at that time you couldn't drive a truck anymore.
Yes.
Imagine Sister Martha driving a truck. And we had like the oldest truck in the diocese. And I was a younger priest than
Yes,
Donna,
you were.
Christo Rai.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
My first assignment, and a group of parishioners. I remember
Yes.
Catherine Barry.
Yes.
And
Yes, Catherine
There
Barry.
you
They
go.
put-
That's
they-
your IT&E lady.
Yes,
Yeah, they put together and a sponsor like a package of meal.
yes.
And so Sister Martha was in charge with the Mercedarian Sisters. But
Yes.
tell us about what you said about one of them felt offended, and what was your take of that
Well, that's
gift giving?
the very first time when I look for which family to reach out to. I walk around here in Selanganoa. I lived here. And I approached this family, and I told them that Christmas is coming. We were planning to come around to visit and bring something, and to visit them. And I explained to her what it was, and they were offended. The guy said, "Why did you come to us? Oh, we don't need that." So I realized that I had touched
A raw
the
nerve.
wrong nerve.
Mhm.
Yes.
So I tried to be nice about it and everything. Of course, I didn't go back with the food later, but I went back eventually to visit them as a friend. And we became good friends. I gave them an opportunity to give me something that I would receive
Yes.
and take home. And they would share with me bananas or papaya or whatever. And I made a point of never refusing,
Right.
always accepting it and taking it home so that they'll. And when I needed help to do some fundraising, I reached them out to them and asked if they could help me. They were very happy to help me. So I think I made up for what I did, stepping
Sure.
on their toes at first. But it made me realize we're a sensitive area, and we have to be, when we work with the poor, we have to be very respectful and very, not long ago, a woman in the housing there called me up. She's a widow, asking for help. I said, "What help do you want?" She said, "Can you help me with $50?" I said, "Okay. What do you want the $50 for?" I said, "They have to potluck to their church for Thanksgiving." And she was asked to give a plate of chicken and drinks. And she didn't have the means to do it. So I told her, "You don't worry about it. I'll pick you up tomorrow. You come to Thanksgiving party in my house, and we talk about it." So when she came, she ate, and I told her, I'll cook you the plate of chicken, and we give you the drinks to give her contribution." So we provided the drinks she was supposed to, and I took the chicken. I put a tray of chicken like this, roasted chicken. The next morning, we dropped it to her house for her contribution to her church celebration. Things like that.
Yes, yeah.
She was so very happy. So, but then I wrapped the leg of a turkey in for this is for your ice box. So when you come back from the party, you can have something in your house to eat.
It's kind of the balutan take out to go. Yeah.
It's a little
Yeah.
We're continuously reaching out to. We know very many poor families.
Yes, yes. And sister, as you were sharing, it really reminds us also that, our lives are really about us. It really is about God.
Yes.
And if in the scripture we hear that Jesus says, when did you see me hungry, thirsty, naked? It's in those very people that you encounter, Sister Martha.
Yes.
And thank you for really giving your energy, your time. Wow, makes me feel bad, Donna. We talk about what to do on your 50th birthday, Donna. And
That's still
who
quite
do
a ways
who do
to
we
go.
invite?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I read this book by Gregory Ellison. I think he's a minister, Dr. Gregory Ellison, and Fearless Dialogues. And in here, he talk about how we really can do what he would call radical hospitality. And what does he mean by that? It's not just being nice and welcoming. When you say radical hospitality, there's that dynamism of interaction, of building relationship, building community. Like, we encounter different kinds of people every day. And he even like described about, the different kind of strangers. There's the public stranger. You go to the grocery store and someone would say, hey, good morning. Let's imagine that you're the cashier, Donna. I know that you've never been a cashier.
I have been, as a matter of fact. Yes.
And you know how sometimes we just tend to forget the person who's helping us. But then if you just make an effort to say, so how's your day so far, Donna? And then, this in his book, he mentioned about this person that says, I've been here 6 hours. You're the very first person who called me by name. So even with that, he's a public stranger, or there could be like that familiar stranger, the people you see every day, but you don't know the name, or there's with an intimate stranger, And in all of this, because we share space with every person we encounter, we share space here in this recording of our podcast. When we go to the grocery store, we share space with another fellow human being. And in this encounter with different strangers, then we have an encounter with ourselves. And he calls it, I believe, this intimate, a stranger within us. It makes us ask, who am I then? So listening to Sister Martha for more than 40 years of thinking about others, not about Sister Martha, right? I mean, shame on us sometimes, the clerics, right, Father Melvin?
Yes.
Like, oh my God, what's the latest gadget, Donna? I need to have this in my list for Christmas, right? So thank you really for sharing. For me, that's how we should live out our faith. And I know it's difficult. I know that sometimes we are drawn to, the easier way of living out our faith. But that's really a drastic and a lot of sacrifice, Sister Martha, that you and your community have been doing. And that's what social justice, social ministry in the church is all about. Say more, Father Melvin. I keep talking now.
I'm just in awe of the discussion. I'm really speechless for the very first time. I'm speechless because I'm really inspired by your stories, and I'm sure you have lots stories more to tell with your 43 years here in the CNMI alone. That's a lot of years of service to the community. And it's a quiet kind of service too. I mean, I haven't seen any publicity of what you do. It's like Saint Joseph, the silent worker, on your part. It's really inspiring.
But it's caring.
Yes.
If you have caring in your heart, you'll find time, you'll find the space, and you're not even ashamed to offer the little that you have. I mean, one time, I thought of him, and I was coming to Chilanganoa, and we had some cooking bananas in my house, and I packed a package, and I ran to St. Jude, dropped it off for him. I didn't see him. I just dropped it off, and I came to do my work in Chilanganoa, went home. That kind of caring.
Yes.
I know they would appreciate it. I can do it.
Wait a minute. You passed by Chilanganoa?
Yes, I passed by Chilanganoa.
You didn't drop a bag?
No. I went to Father Melvin.
You went to Father Melvin.
She took the back road.
I went by.
What happened to the needy priest in Chilanganoa?
It's hanging on your door.
All right, okay.
But it just goes to show it's not necessarily just for those that are poor, maybe dollar-wise, but maybe poor in spirit as well, right? Or poor in...
I mean, I know he doesn't have banana tree growing in his house. He's from the Philippines. So I thought, well...
He's going to order it.
Coming this time, I thought of the mechanics of money behind the
San Jose
prison.
Yes, yes.
So I packed a bag of banana, and on my way here, the money, this is for your workers. I gave to him, and I gave here. It doesn't take time.
Yes.
To care.
Yeah.
And to reach out. And it doesn't have to be the best banana. It's what I have.
It's what you
whatever
have.
you have.
And I brought, and then, but my young sister packed something. For the bishop, I do not know what's inside. I'm not going to be in charge of that.
And social action, Sister Martha, is not only just about that.
Yes.
Like the bishop said, even a nice hello. How's your day? I mean, especially now during this pandemic, we're much more sensitive now, right? Even the strongest willed person, you can't say that you are unaffected by this pandemic. It's been almost 2 years now, right? Everybody is experiencing something. So just a mere acknowledgement, just a, how was your day? How are you doing? And we always need to be conscious of that because we don't know what a person is going through during the day. It may be a better day than ours, but still, that doesn't mean you don't have to be the one to extend and acknowledge. And we're not looking for recognition. We're not looking for acknowledgement. It's care, like you said. We care.
One day, in front of LJ's store, I was coming out and this young man with a hat and umbrella is sitting there begging. I said, oh my God. I passed and I went. But it stayed in my head. A couple of days later, I came back to the store and the guy was there. So I finished shopping. I came by. I stopped, rolled back my window and I said, I recognized him. He was my student in Mount Carmel. And I said, I called his name. I said, what are you doing here? Begging. I said, why are you begging? Why don't you go and look for a job? My family kicked me out. I said, I'm sure they didn't kick you out for nothing. So if I were you, I suggest you go back to your parents and apologize. And no, I think I prefer beg. I said, no, you prefer do the right thing. Okay? Are you hungry? He goes, yeah, that's why I'm begging you. I haven't eaten anything. So I pulled out $5. I said, go get you something to eat and go home, shower, and do the right thing. And I was so happy to find him because I knew the boy. I had him not in I had him in
Sister Remedios. Wow.
He's already a man.
Oh.
So I gave him $5. I said, go get something to eat and go home and talk to your parents.
Beautiful, And also, I think with that conversation, sister, it makes me think also of how our problem as a society, as a community, is not just really that no job, nothing to eat. It actually is structural, is systemic.
Yes.
And if perhaps we probe deeper, why are you not accepted by your family?
Yes.
Or we don't know, are you involved with drugs? What led you to that kind of perhaps, habit?
Actually, his mom is a Palawan.
Okay. Oh, are we supposed to reveal this?
No.
Do I know the name? No.
So I said, I thought you went to Palau to your mom. He says, no, I don't like it in Palau because they're poor. I said,
Who said that?
Oh. I said, you go back to your parents. So anyway, I gave him $5. And I said, go get something to eat and go home. And Mr. Shape up. Okay, I'm very lucky to find you here. Shape up. I don't want to see you here again. I haven't seen him there yet.
That was tough love. And you are Palawan yourself. And so you can do that.
I don't know where he went, but he didn't show up anymore. But there is so much to do.
Yes.
So little time.
So little time.
Sister, sorry, Father Melvin. I'm just really amazed by her testimony, and we're only talking about what a couple of minutes here. When the Lord calls you, we're all gonna die one day. Now, how would you best want to be remembered by the people you've touched?
A big sister, a friend, nothing big. I mean, I didn't do anything extraordinary. Just been a regular citizen, doing the little that we can do. No, I want them to remember me as loving them because I love my people here. I love my people,
and we love her very much.
Yes. The diocese really loves you too for what you do. And people are responding to your needs. People are giving you things that you can also share. So that's a beautiful give and take relationship. And I like how unplanned the ministry of the Mercedarian Sisters is, because it doesn't have to be a planned kind of ministry. It doesn't have to be a planned kind of social action response. And sometimes that is what we think about social action. That is what we think about helping the community. We have to plan our programs for this. But sometimes we only need to just look around and see what needs can we find all over. I mean, there are people who are in need. It could be a simple hi or hello for a person who is experiencing some kind of depression, or it could be a financial or material need. And we have to act on it. We don't have to plan it. So thank you for the inspiration that you are. I really learned a lot from your experiences. It's really not, the social action is not lip service. This is really church in action. We are really walking the talk, and that's what the church is about. So
for me, it's just to make sure you have care in your hearts.
Yes.
And
yes,
occasions comes. Plenty.
yes.
Just be conscious, be alert, open your eyes, and allow your feeling to lead you. And occasions come. Very many. For us to give and for us to receive. Because, like I said, I learned from my father, when people give you and you appreciate, that's
Mhm.
a thank you. Don't try to return.
Well, thank you very much, sister. And
So
you really
yes.
taught us how to become better Catholics.
I don't know. That's too humbling.
Thank you.
But we just have to try. There is so much need in our
I
midst.
know, yeah. Wow.